Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akim. Your brother Raz Allah from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Wa Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Pa Hashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Blessings of the hopeful and sincere elect. It's a quick one. Came across this article on the YouTube feed earlier. My brothers is putting it up. Naturalnews.com says no accidents. The oblivious masses have no idea that they're being systematically exterminated by a series of planned disasters. Exactly. And that's what we've been telling you, the prophets of the Lord, from the apostles and elders of great millstone, been saying this, man. That your enemy, especially starting from the so-called white man, biblically known as the Edomites, you go into Psalms 83, the third chapter, 83rd chapter, it tells you, gives you a list of all the enemies of the nation of Israel, being the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because we're the Lord's chosen special people on the earth. We have natural born enemies, starting predominantly with the so-called white man, biblically known as the Edomites in the scriptures. Because that's that perpetual hatred between Jacob and Esau since their inception, man. Going back to Genesis, the 25th chapter. So, they're headhunting right now to exterminate the 12 tribes, man, by any means necessary. They got their depopulation tactics. They started off with the Georgia Guidestones. They want to, lower humanity to 500 million people on the earth out of nearly about 8 billion people. And it's, so far with this whole clot shot thing, a lot of people have been dropping, man. And they're not talking on the numbers of people that have been dropping dead all of a sudden, but the numbers are, skyrocketing, man. A lot of people have been dropping dead from them clot shots. That's part of the depopulation, and there's others as well. There's other false flag events. Esau just blew up, a train, derailed a train that had all kinds of gallons of chemicals on it. They basically tried to create a Chernobyl over there in Ohio, man. Tried to create a state of Chernobyl like that happened back in the day, with the radiation and all that spill over there, and by Ukraine, if I'm not mistaken. They're trying to do the same thing over there in Ohio, man. There's been chemical outbursts and all kinds of atmospheric changes in the atmosphere over there in Ohio, and the news ain't reporting on it, man. So a lot of people gonna get affected by the chemical outbursts and the pollution over there in Ohio, and that's part of Esau's depopulation tactics, man. And there's more than a few. The scriptures in Job, the 15th chapter around the 34th verse tells you that the mischief is in his belly, man. They plot and plan these different wicked procedures because the power is in their hands. Micah 2:1 tells you that the power is given into their hands to do wickedness upon the earth, and every day they practice it and bring it forth to light. So this is no coinky dink that this article's come out, and they got all kinds of stuff in there about chemical weapons, gas bombs, and all that, And who's the main culprit of all these disasters, the master of disaster, the so-called white man? Because he's the enemy of he's the enemy of the Lord. He's the enemy of the children of Israel, man. And he's trying to exterminate us to get back his blessing, but it's not going to work. They got a list of things here that's happened. It's in Michigan State, mass shootings, fighter jets, being shot down. Or says fighter jets, audio confirms mystery objects being shot down with birthday balloons. More chemical spills with the train crashes I just mentioned, It says it intentionally ignited vinyl chloride, man. This old white man's the devil, man. He's trying to poison people to death. If he can't hit you with the clot shot, and the serpent's juice, he's trying to put it in your food. Bill Gates came out and said they want to put, the clot shot in people's foods and all of that. This white man's the devil, man. Got a list of things here, man. And this is part of his antics, man. His shenanigans. When you look into that word shenanigans, it goes into the basically devilry, man. The devilry of the devil, man. And so-called white man is definitely the devil. I'm not going to read the article. I'm going to put it in the post-production. I'll put it in the description box if brothers want to read up on it. But yeah, man, brothers know this, and we've been warning you people out here, especially you tribes out here, of these the wicked intention of the wicked elite. Because why? Because the sword has been given into their hand, and then, as I said, they're the slayer. This is Ezekiel 21:9. It's the Son of Man prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. Say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Yeah, and that's what Esau's perfected right now. His sword, because that's the blessing that the Lord gave unto this devil. That great sword that was made to take peace from the earth. That's Esau's blessing, and he's using it to perfection. It says it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. It says, should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. So you should be in the spirit of mirthdom, when all hell is about to break loose and your enemies plotting against you, man. Should he be in that party and bullshit type spirit when Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is non-stop trying to plot and find ways of trying to exterminate you, man. To exterminate the tribes. Because of that perpetual hatred. It says, and they have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. So this sword is sharpened, and I didn't skip a verse to that. Slakia. Verse 10, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. So that means there's a lot of jakes that are going to get put to death. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is with it, because on the left hand side, Esau is the sword of the Lord. So the Lord's going to use Esau Edom, even though he's a devil that the Bible speaks of, to punish 2/3 of his own people that ain't right in the spirit, that are revolted and gone, It says, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter, it is furbished that it may glitter. So should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. So that ye have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and is furbished and is given into the hand of the slayer. And that's the so-called white man to a T. Because he's the one that's conjuring all these plots and plans to exterminate people, destroy people through the food, through the air, through the poisons that he's putting out here, for all these false flag events. Because he wants to, proclaim his new world order, and he wants only a chosen few to be part of his new world order, so to speak. He's trying to thin the herd, just like how the Most High is going to thin the herd on the right-hand side with the 2/3 being destroyed, and the elect being inhabiting the kingdom of heaven, the Lord coming to deliver his elect. Esau Edom's trying to do that on the left-hand side through, the Georgia Guidestones, depopulation tactics, and his New World Order agenda. Because that's why he said he only wants 500 million people on the earth to inhabit and take over for his New World Order. But the Lord's got other plans for this devil, man. And his New World Order is going to come to his end, very soon, by way of nuclear war. So, but the Lord's going to use Esau Edom to, basically whoop 2/3 of his own people's asses, man. Whipped him into shape, so to speak. And they're going to come back through the elect in the kingdom, in their right minds. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it is upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword. Yes, a lot of death is ensuing, man. You see what happened in Turkey, man. That number just keeps rising. I think it's gone over well over 33,000 just the other day. So now by Saturday, it's probably going to be in the 40s, man. They actually said it's going to double, in comparison to what the number is now. So the Lord, that just shows you the Lord is terrible out here, man. The Lord is the king of terrors, man. And he's not playing. If he's going to do that to them Turkish, Edomites over there in Turkey and all that, what's he going to do to 2/3 of his own people, man, when Jacob's trouble ensues, man? The Lord's not going to hear your cries and lamentations in that time. He's going to be mocking when your fear cometh, because he sent these men out there, the prophets, and you didn't heed to the warnings, man. You didn't want to take heed, to the warnings of the men of the Lord. You wanted to fan your hand, and basically not accept the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord through his men. So the Lord's going to put you jakes through the ringer in these last days, man. A lot of you. That sore slaughter is definitely on its way, man. Just cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon the princes of Israel, terrors by reason of the sword, shall be upon my people, smite therefore upon thy thigh. So it's going to get real bloody out here. 2023 has definitely been the year of death, man. The numbers of this, the mortality rates skyrocketing at the moment through different things that's happening on the earth. Whether it's disease, warfare, so-called natural disasters, which really is the Father's disasters upon the earth. Not no Mother Nature, it's the Father's nature. And people are being judged. Zephaniah 3:5 tells you that the Most High bringeth his judgments and light every morning, and the wicked perceiveth it not. Roughly paraphrasing, this is Psalm 17:13. It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So the wicked on the earth, their blessing is of the great sword, man. And that's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. That's why he's doing what he's doing. That's why articles are coming out exposing these devils, man. And all their shenanigans, man, all their devilry, all their mischiefs, man, that's in their belly. The verse 14 says, for men which are thy hand. Yeah, because the Lord uses these devils. The Lord uses humans. He can use weather. He can use anything at his disposal because he created it to pour out judgment, man. You know, he can use the animals, teeth of wild beasts. I just saw another article about a tiger that mauled 3 different people of a family to death, man. All within the space of 24 hours, man. He mauled one, and then he mauled another one, an elderly man, and then he mauled the third person within a 24-hour span. So that means that the Lord had over there in India, you know, because they like to mess around with them tigers over there in India a lot, Bali and all them different places, man. And them tigers are wild animals, man. They ain't your average cat. They're big cats, man. They'll tear your asses up, especially if the Lord poured that spirit out on them, man. That spirit of vengeance, and that tiger got busy, you know. So that's the judgment of the Lord. And these people don't understand, man. The Lord controls everything out here. You know, he ruleth in the kingdom of men. So for men which are thy sword, which are thy hands, Salakia, O Lord, from men of the world, said, which have a portion of this in this life, and whose belly is fittest, thou fillest with the hid treasure, with thy hid treasure. They are full of children and leave the rest of their substance unto their babes. Yeah, that's these devils right now. They're starting with the wicked top elite, you know, because they're ruling. They're in the rulership seat. You know, you had Elon just late last year. He dropped dead. You know, the Rothschild. You know, a part of the Rothschild dynasty, but he's still got sons and you know, kinfolk, so to speak. That's you know, in the seat to take over and carry on the agenda, so to speak. So they leave their substance unto their babes. So Psalm 64:2 says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. That's the, you know, the cabal, the 1%ers, you know, started with the wicked elite, banking families and all that. Brothers know the names, you know. We should know the names by now. It says, we whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows or even bitter words. Yeah, because they're always planning and plotting to do some wickedness, man, especially 2 tribes. That's why they always have these Bilderberg meetings, you know, these G7 meetings and all that, because they're always planning and plotting on what they want to do to the tribes, man. What's the next move? What's the next phase of the agenda? And now they're coming to the end of it with the MOT to the B. I mean, you just had the WEFI, the World Economic Forum of the Illuminati, you know, over there in Davos, and they were discussing what, you know, different topics on security and you know, AI technology, you know, and it's basically about implementing the digital currencies, man, the CBDC and the MOT to the B, because that's the final curtain call of this new world order, to have everyone implanted, man, with a device, an implantable device, the CHIP, you know. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Yeah, and they do these things through all the Abkeo tactics. They do all the Abkeo, try to bring order through the chaos, you know, and that's where the MOT to the B comes in. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. It says suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So shoot in secret at the perfect, which is you tribes, because this is what it's all about. It's about Jacob v Esau, man. You know, it says they encourage themselves in evil matter, because these are all evil matters, man, that these devils conjure up every day to try and kill people off and all that. These are evil matters. It's called thinning the herd, or culling, the culling of the nations, as they call it. You know, that's a major part of their new world order. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. It says they commune of laying snares privily. So they lay these snares privily, man. They blow up and derail trains, blow up planes, you know, cause chemical outspills and all that in the ocean. They do this shit in private. They do it, you know, as like a, you know, of a means to an end. Laying snares, man. Laying traps to kill people, to make people submit to the NWO agenda. It says they say, who shall see them? See, well, the Heavenly Father sees you, because he created your dumb asses, your red serpent asses, man. So the Lord sees you, and his men see you too. The men that he chose to push this word throughout the four corners of the earth. We see you loud and clear, man, you know. Says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Yeah, so all these different tactics that these devils do, it's all part of their research, man. They do all these different drills and, you know, ORDO B CHAO events to basically research on the people and how they're going to react. You know, how many people, you know, drop dead all of a sudden and all that, which the sudden death scenario that's been happening for the past, you know, couple of months, you know, well, since 2020, but 2022 is when it really spiked off, you know, with the mortality deaths. And in 2023, you know, you see the numbers keep going up. It says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, yeah, ultimately with their own blessing, that nuclear missile. The Lord's going to use their own blessing against them to destroy them. So the Lord going to shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded, yeah. So they're going to be effed at the end of this whole ordeal. You know, they're going to have to reap what they've sown on the earth, which is straight up wickedness. So as I said, man, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, as it tells in 2 Corinthians. You know, let me see, 2 Corinthians 2:11. That Satan shall get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we have to stay on point. And that's why the Lord said, watch as well as pray, because things are going to get desperately, you know, drastically worse and worse as the days go on and we draw nearer to the day of the Lord, man. So anyway, with that, I'm going to close out. Give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rachach Dash. Hopefully, brothers is edified. Until next time, I say Shalom.